give me fire, give me that which I desire. Welcome back to Wind Tunnel TV, and tonight it's the American Mattress Super Late Models. This series will be split between super lates and late models. Going to be super interesting. We've been covering these guys for a while, and now a new season approaches, new hope on the horizon. I'm Dean Doucette, joined as always by Mr. Baron Labosco. Baron, new seasons, new hope, all those things. Everything springs eternal, I guess. What are you thinking about this season?
Well, it's a very interesting season at hand, right? Two different disciplines, two different styles of racing to crown one champion. So we're really going to see who's the best of the best, right? We're going to keep a late model series and a super late model series all in-house under one roof. It should be interesting.
Yeah, it really should. See who's best at both disciplines here. Some guy's going to love it, some going to hate it, or they're going to at least love one half of it, I would imagine. We look in on the track here, keys to the race, same as always, track position, pitting, and strategy. Now we're going back to super lates. So if we remember correctly, which, I'm old, Baron, but early pit stops were a big key in these super lates.
They were. And the other thing we've noticed about the super lates, a little more horsepower here. So the right foot is in a little more control of how the car handles over the long run. So we're going to see varying strategies from various drivers. Same cast of characters, add one to the overall list and lineup. But tonight, the first night back into super late models, I think we know that we can expect some of the same old names to be up front that were up when we did this the last time. So look for the Coles. Interested to see what Bo Ledbetter has for super late models. He was last year's champions and in just the late model series. So super late's a different platform. Let's see if Bo can capitalize on that platform as well.
Yeah, that'll certainly be a storyline to watch tonight, how he operates these cars versus the late models. But I'm looking through this lineup, Baron, and what I'm noticing is almost every driver in this series has won a race. So how in the world do we pick favorites here?
Well, like anything else, luck of the draw, right? We've seen guys win from early pit strategies like you talked about. We've seen guys win from late pit strategies like we'd seen early in last season's events. We've seen guys not pit at all, stretch it out all the way to the end. And the crew chief award goes to, the person who manages all those options to the best of his abilities. And you know what? A fast car doesn't hurt.
Yeah, a fast car does not hurt, that's for sure. Everybody gritting up and getting ready to roll here tonight in the return of the Supers 150 from Five Flags. We look into tonight's starting order brought to you by k-t.org. Great group there with the rare skin conditions. Go check them out for sure. But tonight, on the pole, it's Brian Cole back in the super lates where he's at home. The 15, Bear, not the 01, not the 10, but the 15 tonight for Brian Cole on the point with a time of 16.340. Matthew Mods is going to be starting on the outside. That's Mod Zielinski there from Michigan, starting on the outside of row number 1. It's Sexton in row 2 along with Dylan Connor. Connor was a threat all of last season, as was almost everybody in the field, to be honest with you. Bo Ledbetter will start in row number 4 along with Jeff Werderman, I believe. And we got Adam Cole and Matt Eddy in row number 5. I missed Jaden Russell in there in that 69, one of your favorites, Baron. He'll be starting in 8th position. Then you got Perry, Caleb Dyer, Richard Allen, Scott Olson, Austin Miller, Barry Hines, Walker Cole, and Brad Ebley rounding out the field.
Interesting lineup we have here with the super lates. I do enjoy a little more horsepower in my vehicle, so I'm really excited to see what these guys can do here tonight to start the season off.
Yeah, going to be super interesting. Haven't been in the super lates for a while here. Of course, Cole up front is loving it, and he's going to be dangerous to say the least.
Yeah, that he will. And here we're looking at a new number now. So let's see, what's Walker Cole's number now, so I don't mess all that up.
He's still in the 10, so that's good.
Okay. Well, there we go. So thank goodness for me.
I think that's Brian Cole reaching out to us, doing us a little favor there.
A little solid.
All right, getting ready to roll here in race number 1. Everybody excited, hopefully calm. You got to finish these things early to get those points and run for championships. Pace truck off. Brian Cole leads him down. Slow start by him, and Matthew Modzielinski on the outside is going to challenge early.
Yeah, so it'll be side by side here. We know we can get around this track on the high side, so we're looking forward to seeing if some of these guys in these super lates can actually make that happen for themselves.
Boy, oh boy, he is. Oh, and we're around already. That looks like Colin J. Early carnage. The 23's involved as well. Heavy, or that's a 33 of Andrew Perry back there. And people still beating and banging.
Pile up of a lot of vehicles right there. There was a whole lot of carnage, lap 2. So guys getting used to these vehicles again and side-by-side racing.
Yes, indeed. Not a great start. Some guys already going to be behind the 8 ball. But up front, Matthew Modzielinski takes the lead there on the outside when the caution come out, so he's going to love that. Here we go on the replay. Colin J down on the bottom. Everything looks fine. He clears and then just gets loose on entry, Baron.
Yep, holds the brake pretty well, but that starts the carnage behind him. He barely got touched, and look at all those wrecked cars.
Wow. And he just drives through him and says, yeah, it's this little trick I was playing on you.
Yep, my bad, dog.
So Modzielinski out front here, the 14. So the outside looked pretty good there, at least at the front, Baron.
It did. And, you know, in lap 2, guys still getting used to their tires and the tire wear under the cold temperatures. So these cars will act up a little bit with the colder temps. So we need about 4 or 5 laps of green flag, get some heat in them.
Yeah, absolutely. These guys got to take it easy out here early. Got a couple of big movers already. Walker Cole, because he got through that accident, moves 8 spots up. Ebley's 9 spots up. My goodness. Only a few laps in, Baron.
Nothing like a little carnage to improve your track position.
Hey, sometimes you count on it. Nobody taking pit stops that I've seen here, though. Oh, no, we did have some takers here, so we missed that. A bunch of guys at the back all pitted, and we're going back at green flag racing. Modzielinski, a much better start than Cole had. It's going to allow Sexton to get it down underneath Brian Cole.
Yeah, so they'll be side by side, back battling for 3rd place here. Great to see them out there with the late models, the super late models, I should say. These cars are much faster.
Definitely much faster. Here comes Bo Ledbetter. He's in the 78, 87 on our scoring.
And number 1 in your hearts.
There you go.
So Bo making a very rare pass on the 15 machine to Brian Cole. Brian's stuck on the high side here. He's got a little trouble trying to get back down in here.
Yeah, he's not liking it up there at all, so he's struggling a bit on the high side. He's got to get in here behind Dylan Connor, and I think he will.
Yeah, he does. Just before Jaden Russell can plug it, Brian finds the hole.
Well, you got to find it, Baron. Sometimes it can be difficult.
Never lose an opportunity.
So you see there, Modzlinski not getting away from Alex Sexton, the 9 machine, applying pressure there. These top 5 pretty close. Back a little further, Jaden Russell is in there battling. That's Walker Cole making his way up here.
Walker's had success in the super late model, so look for this driver here. Oh, we got a caution.
Looks like Austin Miller's around. That's not a good sign for our drinking car.
No, and it's very unusual. Austin had a rough season last year and last season, and we're hoping that gets that squared away for himself. Championship contender in previous seasons, could use a little luck.
Not seeing any Jack Daniels on that car, Baron. That could be a bad sign.
We're breaking up.
So here he goes down into the corner. Everything looks okay. Gets down on that apron and just loses it. No real contact. More guys hitting pit road here. Sexton's in. So Sexton from a pretty high spot here, Baron, pitting early. Is this lesson learned or is this off schedule?
Good question, Nick. You know, this early in the race, I can't figure that they'd make it, but honestly, I've said that before, and I've been really radically wrong. So he may have it figured out where he could make the end of the race, but my guess is, Dean, that we're looking at somebody who's looking for some adjustments and or fresh rubber to help out that car.
Yeah, it could be. Austin Miller there looking to take out some crews. He was not happy with people on pit road there.
Interesting event from iRacing. You can drive right through your pit box, literally.
I don't think I've ever seen that before, but never ceases to amaze me.
That's a first for me, too.
So I fill my glass and encourage everybody out there to do the same.
Well, if you say so.
So Modzlinski, Ledbetter now up into second. Connor and Cole, Russell and Walker Cole, Adam Cole. The Cole Fest is on there. And then Zach Woods, Perry, and Caleb Dyer in your top 10.
So Bo Ledbetter found himself to the front row. Let's see what he can do with it.
Yeah, Bo moving up fast, stuck on the outside now. Green flag down. Decent job by Ledbetter. He's going to have room, but he's going to keep fighting on that outside. Man, he's looking for the lead.
Oh, that would be a hell of a pass if he could make it work from the high side.
He drove it in there deep last corner. This time he comes down low, and he's going to try to cut down. No, not going to work.
So single file now for the first three. Behind them, looking to capitalize on 4th and 5th here.
Brian Cole back on the high side, and he's still not liking it. He's being very tentative up there, Darren. He does not want to get near anybody.
And that might be to his benefit, trying to keep the fenders on it both in the short and the long run. Seen a lot of damaged cars already using up all that time on pit row. He may be just a little bit cautious to make sure everything's still where it needs to be with the late laps coming up.
So it looks like that's Jaden Russell in that 61 machine, even though it's on our scoring as a 69 machine. Is he trying to hide something from us, Baron?
Well, if he is, he's having a hell of a time doing it.
Brad Ebley down on the track, no caution. He'll have to bring it back around.
And that'll cost him a lap, too, early in the race. I think he'll get it back, but for now he's going to have to play this one on hard mode.
Top on board, Dylan Connor, and see what he's seeing right in front of him.
Nice little wheel here he's got going on. A lot of control in it. I'm really liking what happens off the turn. He's barely got any counter steer. That car's handling pretty well.
Yeah, not too bad at all from him. Up in front of him, those two look evenly matched as well, running the same line. Bo getting down a little bit lower.
Yeah, he might even be pacing him.
Well, that's what you want to do, isn't it, Baron? I mean, you're in third here. You're probably not going to get by these two right away. Isn't it just about like saving your stuff and trying to figure out what they're doing?
Sure, and that's going to create an opportunity for you, Dean. You know, as you well know, the more patient you are in some of these races, the more opportunities present themselves, and guys will take some chances to get away from you. Guys will change their lines in an effort to try to keep you behind them, and it works and it doesn't work. But we have another caution.
Yeah. Speaking of not working, it looks like Brad Ebley having another problem here. So he's not liking it here in the super lates. All alone on the track.
Yeah, just a crazy turn of events here.
And he just loses it at a strange place there. Overcorrection and bam, that's a hard lick.
Yeah, and the straightaway, very odd.
Could be some technical difficulties at home. You never know. So interesting here, our leaders, our top 6, it looks like 7 even, have not pitted. Now, this could come into play, Baron. We've seen this in the super lates. These guys who pitted super early, you think they're in trouble or they're going to have to pit again, and they don't. And these leaders eventually have to pit, and they got to go all the way to the back.
And even though they've got fresh tires, even in these super lates, it's very hard to pass here. So track position a premium, and I think what these guys with the early pits have done have set themselves up to at least be in the conversation for the lead here. So interesting to see what happens. Of course, you know, one good yellow can throw all that strategy out the window, and normally does where I'm concerned.
So one good yellow, is there good and bad yellows, Baron?
Yeah, I believe so. I think yeah. Timely and untimely, yeah.
Fair enough. I mean, I guess it's in the eye of the beholder. I mean, I begged for cautions before. They never come, Baron.
Well, she put a caution on you every time you try to.
Well, yeah, those kind of cautions come up a lot.
Yeah, begging never got me anywhere either.
No, begging not the best move, folks. Just if you're keeping track, if you need some tips, avoid begging.
It's a statistical failure.
It certainly is. Out in our chat, Tyler Lem, the Rocket Man's out there. It's unfortunate you're not on the track tonight. Darren's there. And hey, man, we love our YouTube people, don't we?
They're amazing, and they keep us on our toes, and we really appreciate them being out with us week in and week out. I really want to say hi to all those folks. There's 9 of them out there right now, so thank you for joining us here on Wind Tunnel TV.
Absolutely. Big shout out to the NC Bullfrog as well. Haven't heard from you too much lately, but I'm sure you're watching as you got 3 family members out in this race. So early carnage here, kind of to be expected. Going back to the super lates, Baron, you look for these guys to get calmed down here and get a green flag running.
Well, we're hoping so. Lap 30 of 150, 4 cautions in. We need a little more green flag action.
All right, here we go. Modzelinski, another good start. Pretty good on the outside by Bo Ledbetter. The 92 at Dylan Connor trying to fill in. It looks like he will. Little wiggle from the 78 there.
So Bo unhappy on the high side. We saw it happen the last time. He's got good car control, but just not enough speed up there yet.
Yeah, and from a good driver, you'll see him hang on a little bit, but he's going to get worn down up there. You just can't hang up there lap after lap.
Yeah, the short way around here is a fast way, and looks like Bo is suffering that every time he gets a restart on the high side. Let's see what he can do now that he's tucked in here behind Modzelinski.
Man, he slipped it in there. I mean, that was like trying to slip a paper in one of those pyramid stones.
Yeah, a very, very thin cut.
See, Brian Cole has joined Dylan Connor here in 3rd and 4th. As Connor starts to blink out, that could be a problem.
Big problem, yeah. Nobody likes to see that on the track, especially if he's right in front of him.
Walker stuck on the high side. The 10 machine under heat now from the 61 of Zach M. Woods.
So we haven't talked about Zach Woods yet tonight, but Zach, a qualified racer, quality racer. And Zach out here, he often shows up late in the race, and I think he's learned the value of patience to save his stuff. Look for Zach to have a nice finish tonight.
Yeah, I mean, he showed great speed in these super lates when he first came in the league, so maybe he's back at home tonight. Colin J looking to recover from an early problem.
Colin J on the bottom line. Looks like he's trying to put one on, or Andrew Perry trying to put one on him. So let's see. Sexton knocking on the door.
Perry's going to be interesting to watch this season too. There in the 33 machine, because he was really liking the late models, and now he's back in the super late.
Yeah, he had a really good season in the late models. That doesn't mean he can't drive super lates either here, Dean. It's just it seemed to suit him more in the lates.
Yeah, I tend to agree with that. Up front, Mod Zielinski still leading this thing. Ledbetter chasing. Dylan Connor in third. Brian Cole fourth. Jaden Russell in fifth position. It's Adam Cole, Zach Woods, Walker Cole, Colin J. Kennedy, and Alex Sexton in your top 10.
Yeah, definite gap forming with the first three over fourth, fifth, and sixth. So you can see there's kind of haves and have-nots, or guys just managing their stuff a little more effectively.
So this group all nose to tail, about 10 cars or more. And out goes the 83 of Adam Cole. Oh, and up in front of him, the 69 or 61 of Woods, I believe. We got two 61s back to back. That's Jaden Russell up in front there. He hit the wall.
Yeah, interesting. Two 61 machines out there. Interesting. Yeah, we'll get it figured out.
I doubt it, but we'll stick with the broadcast nonetheless.
Yeah.
Walker Cole gets down, but he lost a few spots there. It looks like that was Adam Cole who got around him. So Adam running a new paint scheme too. I mean, same sponsor, but a little different paint.
Yeah, he's been running that real sharp, what was that, turquoise maybe, and fuchsia?
Wow, you know too much about colors, man. I'd say aqua, man.
Big words. Two syllables, fuchsia.
Is that French?
It's color.
It's color, I like. So Matthew Modzelinski in his debut out here leading this thing. The return of the Supers 150. And he's looking pretty good here, Baron. I mean, he's got Bo Ledbetter stalking him, but he's doing a nice job. I'm seeing the rear end kind of yaw out a little bit. Is that good or bad in these curves?
Well, it depends. From an in-car standpoint, it might be real comfortable. But from us up in the booth, it may look a little jacked up. So let's take a look here, see if he's got any counter steer built into it. Man, not much there.
Pretty smooth. Just a little higher entry, kind of cutting it down there, getting a good runoff.
Yeah, it would appear. So it looks like from an in-car standpoint, he's still pretty comfortable. I don't see a lot of herky-jerky movement. I don't see a lot of counter steer going out of the turns. Looks like this car feels pretty well.
Look back at Bo Ledbetter chasing him, and very similar. A little more counter there out of Bo. It's a little shaky on entry. Are these things a little tougher to handle on entry, Baron?
Well, the first couple of cautions had entry spins attached to them, so they may be a handful here as we go on. Interesting, though, to have a set with a real loose entry.
Yeah, it really is. That type of set generally good for rolling the center of the corner. Something we're used to seeing out of an Austin Miller, who's really quite a master at rolling the center. Not his night so far, though, Baron.
No, I think he got bit by the bug here, but these first four are looking to check out on the field. But Austin, we know Austin can rotate that center. It's a heel-toe action that he talked to us about one night in private. Really trick stuff. If he gets this narrowed down here, he's going to be fast.
Well, we know he shows up late, and he's going to have to do something late because right now, Brad Ebley giving him all he wants. It's that machine just not agreeing with him right at the moment. Up front.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, yeah, he sometimes slow rolls the beginning of the race and then waits for like a halfway point before he jumps forward. So this may be a little bit by design.
Yeah, it very well could be. Now we got to start thinking already here as it's gone green a little bit. I mean, we got 100 laps left there, almost. But if these guys got to pit under green, I mean, you're talking about 8 cars, I think, that are pretty much done.
Well, would love to see green flag pit stops. I think we saw it once in 4 seasons. So yeah, it'd be nice.
It certainly would be nice. These 4 continue their battle. Jump back to Jaden Russell leading Zach M. Woods. You got Adam Cole and Walker Cole there. Walker under heat right now from Colin J. Kennedy.
Love what Colin's doing right now. Managing his stuff, taking his opportunities where he can get it. A little bit loose there, yeah. Just put the booth jinx on.
Certainly did. And speaking of the booth, Colin's been in the booth. Do you find that can be helpful, spending a couple of races up here in the booth, Baron?
Perspective is everything, Dean, as well you probably know, right? Because you're a racer yourself. So sometimes you can see where guys are taking opportunities when they shouldn't. Sometimes you can see how other cars draw lines through different turns at different racetracks. I'm sure Colin, with plenty of laps under his belt in practice here, might pick up a few tips from other drivers while he's up here in the booth watching them.
Yeah, I think he probably did. And, I mean, he didn't show it there. That getting loose didn't help him, and maybe got him a little nervous as well. But right now we look in on Caleb Dyer, someone who was doing quite well in the late models, making his super late's debut here. What do you think of the 17 here? Started 12th, still in 12th.
Yeah, mine this time.
Colin J's around.
Oops.
Oh, and that's going to be Werderman who gets into him in the 77 of Scott Olson as well. Get a little piece of it.
Oopsie. Now that's the booth jinx.
Yeah, some serious. I think he warned us not to say his name, but unfortunate there.
Well, the check's in the mail.
Absolutely. So here's Colin J now. He was struggling a little bit, lost a couple of spots after getting loose. So when Perry comes in and just gets into him there, so Perry with a better entry and maybe too good an entry, and Werderman gets collected.
And just like that, Colin's luck runs out.
Well, it's not over yet, but certainly a big, big blow. And some of these guys hit pit road. Brian Cole, one of our leaders, coming in.
I'm guessing this is strategy.
Well, this is definitely strategy. He's throwing right sides on. We'll stay with him and see if he gets lefts or not. No left, so right side's only for Brian Cole. There's Adam Cole coming out. Walker right in front of him. There's Werderman and Colin J. And I think Scott Olson back here in the Scooters He Hut machine.
we saw the Scooters He Hut website. Build models, so good looking models he's got in that arrangement.
He's going to go a lap down. That's unfortunate there. So Mod Zielinski taking the lead early on from Brian Cole on the outside. A caution came out. He was scored just ahead and took the lead, and he hasn't looked back yet.
So a newcomer to the league, like seeing what Matt has done here so far. He's got a lot of talent in behind him, so let's see if he can hold this thing.
Absolutely. Not going to be an easy task with these guys behind them. Lots of time left here. Now, Baron, you're sitting back in 6th. What's your strategy here?
Watch and learn, Dean. It's a great question. If I'm back there, I'm watching and I'm learning what I can about what's happening in front of me because it's just as important as what's happening behind me. In that kind of position, you want to get to that top five, but you're also looking at second, third, fourth, and making sure that you have something for them as well.
Yeah, great advice there from the one and only Baron Labosco. Mod Zelensky leads him down. Dylan Connor on the outside. Bo Ledbetter down way low there.
Wow, interesting. Looks like it's a 3 wide situation if I didn't know any better, right?
That was super interesting. I don't know how necessary it was, but he made it work, and we got another caution. Looks like Olsen and Perry involved.
Interesting.
Well, that's one term for it, Baron.
Agreed. I'm using big words again.
So here we see the 77 of Olsen. Something probably occurred up in front of him. And no, he just goes around. And we've seen this a few times already. And he gets into Perry there a little bit.
Yeah, just gets into the turn and car gets away from him.
Well, we did see like on entry, but we're not, like it's a little wicked on entry, but we're not seeing a whole lot on entry. These guys just seemingly breaking loose, on that slow giveaway.
Well, in sweeping turns here, they're it looks like they're pinching when they really just don't need to.
Come off a pit road there. So interesting here on lap 62. You got the Coles, all 3 of them come in this time around. Or maybe not, that was a few laps ago. Last caution, this caution, Miller, Connor, Werderman, Olsen. Olsen was last time as well. As I still don't know what I'm talking about, Baron.
Well, just throw my name in that hat with you, buddy.
A little frazzled here. We've got a few cautions out here. I'm sure the boys won't be happy. They got to clean it up a little bit here. The super lates are going to bring a different animal out here, and these guys got to get used to these cars.
So far, it looks like some of them are struggling with the handle on this thing. The self-spinning tells you that these guys maybe didn't have enough practice, or the practice they had wasn't effective enough, but self-spin's often indicative of somebody who's not really sure of the vehicle that's underneath them.
Yeah, that's absolutely correct. Now, I have done 1 or 2 in recent memory, Baron, and I got to tell you, it was because I didn't have enough practice, and I really was unaware of what the car might do.
Well, these guys are getting trial by fire and an education back again in the super late models. So some of these guys struggling with this.
I thought you were going to say they get the big bucks, but
yeah, the big bucks.
all right, Mod Zelensky, Ledbetter, Woods, and Russell. Here we go.
I mean, we're not talking about porn here. We're talking about virtual racing.
Ledbetter trying to hang on the outside. Zach Woods on the move, looking to take second place and bring Sexton with him.
Literally nowhere to go. That was just a wall of car in front of Sexton there. He had a shot too. Wow, big runs.
Not much you can do when they're side by side. Ledbetter doing such a great job on that outside, but he is getting worn down slowly but surely.
And he'll hemorrhage spots until he can find a hole to slip into there. But interesting to see Bo out there on the high side again. I know he's desperate to maybe start in a 3rd position.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's when pitting comes in, and I let the guy by and who's behind me, so I can start 3rd instead of 2nd, Baron.
Yeah, makes it a little easier to get down and get into line and continue your race from a strategic standpoint. Right now it's defensive.
And he's turned Ledbetter, and he's hit by Hines and Russell. Wow.
Oops.
Well, let's see what happened here with Bo Ledbetter. So you see him on the high side. All is well. Jaden Russell underneath him here. Oh, and Russell just comes up and gets him a little bit. Hines clips him pretty good in the door side just to wake him up.
Looked a little bit like maybe Bo tried to clear himself there.
Well, let's get another look at it here. Come down into the corner. Yeah, I mean, I think they're both moving in the wrong direction.
Yeah, oops.
So that'll send Bo Ledbetter to pit road here, and he needed to come in anyway, but I'm sure he'd like to come in with a prettier car than that.
Oh, for sure. And the good news is these guys still have fast repairs, so if they hadn't already used it, then he's not going to spend too much time on pit road.
Yeah, I'm not seeing him use any, so interesting here. He's got to get off pit road in front of these guys. Will he be able to do it? It's not looking good, Baron.
Yeah, might not have any of those fast repairs anymore.
Well, it looks like it all of a sudden engaged, but he was in there a long time. Oh, and that's an illegal exit, so he'll get a penalty for that as well.
Yeah, that's not going to help him out at all.
So Bo Ledbetter off to a rough start here. Lap 80, a 150, and pit road and an accident there has bitten Bo Ledbetter. When's the last time you were bitten, Baron?
On purpose or accidentally?
I mean, whatever. Wherever you want to take it.
Yeah, I was bit by the love bug.
Aw, isn't that nice?
And one of the cocktails I had this weekend had a bite to it. That was at the great Talladega Super Speedway last weekend. Great time, good fun had by all.
Absolutely. Nothing like being at one of those races, man.
Man, I just enjoy it. Like I said, maybe a cocktail or two had been had per hour.
Did everybody behave themselves out there?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, there was no shenanigans or tomfoolery or hooliganisms going on there. That was a really big word, too.
Wow. World-class lying going on here in the booth tonight.
I prefer stretching the truth.
Well, I said you were going to run for office. You might still.
It was a good time had by all.
I love to hear it. Maud Zielinski down and away. Sexton quickly underneath of someone. That's Zach M. Woods there that I kind of messed up on. Can't see his number too good on the track, Baron, but it's still a pretty sharp car.
Yeah, good looking car.
So Zielinski being chased by Woods. Sexton slips into third. Jaden Russell fourth. Barry Hines up to fifth. Even with the damage, he's up 13 spots. Behind him now, Caleb Dyer on the move. And how about Richard Allen? Haven't mentioned him tonight. He's made a little leap here and shows in the top 10 in 7th position.
Yeah, Richard, under the same umbrella with Bo Ledbetter, we're expecting Richard to have quite an eventful season this year. Let's see if the inaugural Super Late model helps him out and all.
Well, as soon as we mentioned him, he started struggling. Brian Cole got underneath him and down and away, and it looked like Walker was gonna, but no, he slips in there, so good for Richard Allen. Oh, and now he's poked by Walker Cole, down into the wall, back on the track, into the 88. my goodness. That was Matt Eddy catching a piece. We haven't called on him either. He's trying to shake it off.
Taylor Swift fan.
I'm sure there's a reference I'm unaware of there.
You never heard her song, Shake It Off? Shake it off, shake it off.
Oh, that was Brian Cole got a little loose and the 42 checked up and got drilled for it.
No good deed goes undone.
Yeah, unpunished, yes. So our leaders make onto pit road here. Very interesting. Modzlinski's in, Woods is in, Sexton is in, Jaden Russell in, Barry Hines, Caleb Dyer, Matt Eddy, Richard Allen. I mean, a whole load of them are in.
Yeah, it looks like the list is shorter for those that didn't pit.
Well, this is good news if you're Modzlinski, having everybody else come in too. Usually you're the leader, you come in, you're all alone. Well, I don't think he can ghost forever, boys. Be careful there.
No. That's trying to do it the safe way, right?
Sniffing around that undercarriage again, Baron.
Right. Yeah, you don't want to see anything under there that shouldn't be on public television.
You never know what you'll find. So
hairy balls.
Whoa, whoa, what?
Yeah, they're getting older, so they're getting longer.
Oh boy, we're going off the rails now, folks. One more caution, and we can't promise where we might take this thing. So don't look now. Well, maybe do look. Look at this front. It's a coal fest again.
It is. It's coal. It's a triple coal. I don't know what I was trying to say. Chocolate bar. How about that? I don't know.
We're starting to lose Baron, folks. Baron, do not fill that drink again.
I'm not making any promises.
Brian Cole, Walker Cole, Adam Cole up front. In the super lates, we used to see this pretty consistently. It's not just that they're great drivers. They've got great strategy plans for these cars, Baron.
They do, and the trifecta, which is what I was trying to say before my fatigues get these guys work well together, and they understand the strategies very well before these races start. Lots of practice laps here. No surprise, all three of them up front.
How about this for a surprise? Mr. Where did he come from? The 42, Austin Miller up into fourth.
That is a surprise.
Things have shaken up. The field flipped on its head. Pace car is off. Brian Cole leads them down.
Green flag.
Great jump by him. Walker on the outside looks okay. And it's Austin Miller stuck on the high side. Barry Hines jumps in down on the low side. A little violent move there.
But it works.
It
and
does
Hines
work.
is in fifth. Yep.
And he still looks a little out of shape here. Underneath him is Dylan Connor.
Yeah, here comes Jaden Russell.
Oh, and their contact. Little rubbing. Barry trying to hold on for dear life. It is getting rough out there.
Yeah, guys beating and banging right now. Jaden Russell really, looking to make a pass here. I think maybe a little aggression after he got put in the wall. So.
Well, anger has a funny way of making you do these things.
Yep.
So these guys battle out front. Brian Cole starts to walk away from Walker. He's clearly in second. Then it's Adam Cole and Austin Miller. Dylan Connor alone. And then back to this battle. It's Hines still holding off Russell. And on the high side, it's Caleb Dyer.
Dyer looking to make an advancement now, and he's going to do it any way possible. Out there on the high line, we got a car around.
Zach Woods has spun around. Not sure if he had help, but I'm going to guess and say he did. Well, here comes a 14. That's your ex-race leader. Ooh. Go back on that. I didn't really catch anything happening there, Baron. It's just a little straightaway, and you got the wiggles. And we've seen that from in-car cameras. Guys sawing the wheel on the straightaway. Very interesting. He just lost it. So unforced error. Richard Allen hits pit road. Jaden Russell on pit road. We're on lap 100, a 150. And the return of the Supers, 150. And it's the return of the caution here tonight, Baron.
We've had a few cautions this evening. Week 1.
Got the week 1 blues here.
Yeah, I'm afraid so. Guys getting used to the vehicles. Guys getting used to running around each other again. A little faster car. Carnage. Pandemonium, Larry.
And there it is. Larry has made an appearance. Well, Baron, 2/3 gone, 1/3 left. I think these guys are going to have to survive the carnage, and if Brian Cole doesn't have to pit, you got to love his chances.
Well, and as long as these cautions keep playing out like that, they will. So interesting to see this go down.
Just trying to figure out here, Baron, what goes great with lemonade?
Vodka.
It goes great with everything, doesn't it?
Agreed. But I'm going vodka. Interesting concoction I came up with while I was at Talladega. I was mixing vodka with Pedialyte and water, and woke up feeling like $1 million.
Well, there you go.
Why not?
The anti-hangover.
Right? And it worked. We need to bottle that stuff. Throw it at a bar. Make sure everybody gets it.
Green flag racing. Cole down and away. Cole in second. Cole in third. And then it's Austin Miller with Dylan Connor, Caleb Dyer, Alex Sexton, and then Mod Zelensky. Let's take a look in on him and see how he's doing with that fresh rubber. And wow, Alex Sexton up and around.
Here you go.
Alrighty then.
It was a cold call. See what I did there?
I did.
The cold call. Get it?
So see Sexton here. Mod Zelensky on the inside. They come off the corner. Nothing wrong. Sexton touches the wall. And it looks like Mod Zelensky a little high in the corner there. And maybe Sexton not expecting him to be there. Of course, Eddie gets hit again by Hines. That's, I don't know, inappropriate touching.
Bad touch.
So Sexton hits pit road. Eddie, Allen. I hit the bar fridge.
Oh, man, that's all the way over there.
It's a reach. I got a long cord here, Baron.
No, I mean, it's way the hell. Like in the kitchen, and I'm not near it. Damn.
See Embley getting a lucky dog. I'm not sure how lucky he is, but... So it's a rough one out here on the track. A rough one perhaps in the booth as well. As I start to go off the rails, these guys got to get it cleaned up. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it, Baron. I mean, it's too rough out here right now.
A little bit on the shaggy side, yeah. As Walker Cole cleans his tires off quite efficiently, I might add.
Well, there's always the donuts. I could use a good Krispy Kreme right now. I had a
That
Timmy's
right there.
donut the other day for the first time in a long time. It was all right, but I would really like a Krispy Kreme.
Yeah, Krispy Kremes would be nice. Yep. Tim Hortons, not so much, but Krispy Kremes are nice. That right there, what Walker was doing, was the most exciting thing on the track.
I'm just excited that you guys know what Tim Hortons is now.
Yeah, yeah, donuts and coffee.
Now, do you know who used to own Tim Hortons?
A hockey player,
Do you know what his name was?
Tim Horton,
You can't fool Barron, folks.
going out on a limb.
And his wife, when he died, she sold Tim Hortons for $1 million.
I didn't even Google that shit.
So that is, one of the worst sales in all of history. That business probably worth upwards of $1 billion at this point.
Yeah, she might have found, the 1 million would be enough. Who knows?
So we're doing donut history here, folks. It's time to clean it up. Here we go. The Coles up front. Brian Cole, Walker Cole, Adam Cole, and Austin Miller hanging on to fourth.
Green flag, green flag.
A little checkup on the outside there. Walker still gets down in front of Adam Cole, and Miller gets down as well. Looks like Caleb Dyer hung up on the high side.
Yeah, good strategy by these fellas. Find that spot they can get into and try to make passes from below the low line there.
Looks like Dylan Connor really looking down low, trying to get by Austin Miller, and he looks, that's Mod Zelensky.
Yellow flag.
He was looking for something, and he found a piece of someone there.
Looks like Miller was involved in that one again. Maybe not.
All right, let's get a look at it.
Maybe not.
So Mod Zelensky here in the 14, bam, he just gets a little touch, gets underneath, and that's not good. Caleb Dyer, around he goes.
Yeah, a little aggression there.
Well, fresh tires, you've been leading the race, you get to the back, and we've seen this before, you got to be patient, but, guys who want to win the race only know one way, right? You want to get to the front.
Smooth and steady at this point, Dean.
Well,
I might win the race.
It might. As I use my inner voice to make myself laugh.
Or just really good restarts.
So 113 to 150 here. And Brian Cole looking more and more like he's going to win this thing if he can hold out and has enough gas, which after all these cautions, I would imagine he does, Barron.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to have fuel mileage as an issue tonight.
So he moves to the 15. Is this the winning move? The pre-race number change?
Yeah, well, I think it is for us because the 15 is something I can remember.
And for anybody watching today or tomorrow, we have a few guys out here who need to fix their numbers. Jaden Russell, fix that number. Bo Ledbetter going to fix his. And yeah, I don't know. I'm giving sermons at this point, Barron.
Nice. Preacher Dean.
Wonder what I'd look like in a collar, Barron.
Smart.
Had some quesadillas for dinner this evening, Barron. Was pretty proud of that. Still doing the cooking around here, and I'm bringing back my old chef's mentality.
Chicken, steak, or shrimp?
Chicken.
Yum.
Oh,
Yum.
2 cheese blend. Had a lot going on there. Paint the butter on the tortillas.
Ooh, yeah. Now you're talking, buddy.
Hey, I'm proud of my work.
Yeah.
And these guys here got to have something to be proud of here. Whoever can get to victory lane. Brian Cole, Walker Cole, Adam Cole, Austin Miller, Dylan Connor, and Jaden Russell. Down and away again. Green and the return of the Supers 150.
So great side-by-side action again from third place on back. And it looks like Austin Miller really, we got another caution.
That's hot. Is that Austin Miller there? No, that's Richard Allen. he's in the wrong number as well, just to keep the preaching going.
Sort it out, boys.
All right, let's go to the replay. As you can see, they just started. Caleb Dyer just gets into the 42 there of Richard Allen, who's the 82.
Okay.
Well, Baron, I'm running out of material here. I mean, I've already been to the kitchen and talked supper, so...
I gotta pee.
Oh boy. Baron's going for a washroom break, folks. That's where we're at here. Lap 119 at 150 in the return of the Supers 150. You know, Brian Cole out here, he's loving this, except for, you know, being a league admin. He's not going to be happy with all the cautions out here, but it's certainly helped him win this race. Nobody's got a shot. If we keep having cautions, he just has good restart, you know, couple laps, couple turns even, and we're back under caution, so...
We've seen it happen before.
We have seen it, and, you know, it's a very easy victory, because you can just get that great start, clear air. The guys behind you do a little battling. I mean, it's going to take them 10 laps just to catch you, Baron.
It will, and if you got that jump, you're in good shape, because clearly, you know, there's no threat from behind you.
So the Coles looking for the sweep. I mean, that's the hidden gem of this story here. These Coles, they love to sweep a race again. It's been a while for them, and they're in position to do it here. I mean, nothing's going to change as long as we keep having wrecks back there, Baron.
That's right. These guys will watch their P's and Q's around each other and let everybody else sort their fenders out back there.
Now, what do you think about Austin Miller? He's on the outside in row 2, or Dylan Connor on the inside in row 3. What can they do? What should they be trying to do here?
Well, I think that, you know, the first thing we have to do is get some green flag run here, so, you know, they can size up the competition. I mean, I'm not trying to be sarcastic when I say that, but you know, under these short run conditions, there's not much they can do. They're locked into single file when it goes green, and then they get the caution, line them back up, double file, and then try to get back down to single file. We need some green flags here, Dean, before these guys can really get to racing.
Yeah, agreed. Here we go. Brian Cole, one more time. Another good start here on the outside. Walker is going to allow Adam Cole underneath him, and that's going to bring Austin Miller into the mix. Will Adam Cole let Walker come down in front of... No, and they're wrecking behind him. Someone's riding the wall.
The yellow flag is out.
And, yeah, well, that's a half a green flag lap there, so...
I'll be right back.
All right. All right, we're going to go to a quick commercial break, folks, and we'll be back in a couple of minutes. All right, welcome back to the return of the Supers 150. It's getting chippy out here. Brian Cole, your leader. Walker Cole, Adam Cole, Austin Miller, Dylan Connor, Bo Ledbetter, right where he started in 6th position. Alex Sexton, Matthew Modzelewski.
Modzelewski, yep.
Thank you. I really got tied up on that one this time. Richard Allen, Jeff Werdeman, your top 10. So Modzelewski there, Baron, he led a lot of this race. He's got to be super frustrated with these cautions, and he's been involved in a couple of them as well.
Yeah, you know, the earmark of a new driver in the league, trying to make his way. He had a fast car in the beginning. Pit strategies put him behind the 8 ball, and then the cautions haven't helped him out. You know, patience, man, patience.
Yeah, well, the time for patience has passed. 23 to go. I don't expect these guys to be more patient at this point in the race, so watch out.
Green flag, green flag.
Brian Cole down and away again. Battles all around behind him.
Yeah, guys, side by side, trying to make things happen. We got one almost in the dirt now.
That looks like Richard Allen there. Almost lost it, did save it. Great job there. Oh, and someone has lost it now. That's Mod Zelensky. And they're wrecking.
But we stay green.
Shocking turn of events here as we do stay green. Unbelievably, how are we under green? Maybe we turned cautions off. I'm not sure if you can even do that, but...
Well, that'll sort the field out a little bit here, which is nice.
It certainly will sort it out. 19 to go. The Coles with Dylan Connor now trying to get underneath Adam Cole. He's got Sexton with him and Miller right there.
So Dylan Connor here knocking on the door of the top three. He's got his nose underneath Adam right now. If he does that, Adam Cole's in for a long night because he's going to start floating to the back.
Definite freight train situation here. Adam's got to fend him off, and he's doing a heck of a job here.
Yeah, he's doing a heck of a job. Really having to drive that thing for all it's worth.
Wow, these guys really fighting here. Sexton falls off a little bit. Adam Cole really rolled that corner, and he's going to get in front of him here.
Wow.
What a job by the 83.
Really nicely done there.
Yeah, I was very impressed with that. Walking the outside, holding on, driving smooth, gets that spot back.
Well done.
And Dylan Connor is around. No, he saved it. My goodness.
Nope.
Wow. I don't know how he came back from that slide. That's unbelievable.
That was pretty much gone.
Oof. Oh, Ledbetter slips underneath him here, but what a save by Dylan Connor.
Yeah, good hands award right there.
So Ledbetter going to pick him off here, I do believe. Behind him, you got Caleb Dyer. He'll be next in line, but it is in line where he goes. No more low line to be had. Up front, Brian Cole setting sail.
Yeah, and he's pretty happy to do that too. Leave all that carnage behind him.
So it's all Coles up front. Austin Miller, late in the race as always, trying to make some moves. Starting to roll those corners like we're used to.
Yeah, and here he is right there.
Wow,
showing him the nose.
Move there.
Yeah, wow, how he got that woed up and didn't get into the 83, I'll never know. What a drive.
Almost contact again. They're rubbing. Rubbing is racing though, and he's a little loose. That's going to bring Sexton to his outside.
What a battle.
Super hard battle, and Adam Cole proven to be one tough customer here tonight. So now it's Sexton and Miller. They battle for 4th and 5th. 9 laps remaining in the return of the Supers 150.
Sexton's had a very interesting evening. He's been fast. You just can't parlay it into anything.
No, he's been snake bit. He gets on the outside or gets in one of these wrecks, and he's really just can't seem to get there. He's got the speed, though. Speaking of speed, peek in on our leader, Brian Cole. What can you say about Brian? I mean, late models, he won the championship, Aaron. He didn't seem to really agree with the car, but, you know, championship driving, top 5 finishes, learning as he goes, winning the final race. Now he's back at home in the super lates, and he looks incredible out here.
He does. And with 6 laps to go, I don't see anybody else catching him. He's got almost 2 seconds on Walker now.
Yeah, you see the lead there. That is quite an amazing lead in the super late models. My goodness. This top 7, everybody kind of lined up. Battle maybe for about 5th place here with Sexton. Bo Ledbetter looking to pick off another spot, and Dylan Connor back in the mix.
Yeah, interesting drive by the 77 machine. Scott Olson in the race. Up 6 spots into the top 10, and we hadn't talked about Scott very much tonight, but it's nice to see him rebound from what was a disastrous evening to a top 10 position right now.
Yeah, Scott Olson out there in the hot machine.
Matt Eddy, we hadn't talked about him either, unless it was a wreck. So Matt having a struggle tonight, but Matt is a confident and qualified driver. We're going to see him soon again in victory lane.
Oh, absolutely we will. Matt, he plays it cool early. It just didn't work out for him tonight. The only guy it has worked out for is Brian Cole and family. I mean, it's a family event here. Brian, Walker, and Adam. 1, 2, and 3. Final lap for the 15. Comes down through 3, through 4. It's going to be Brian Cole in the return of the Supers 150. Walker Cole trying to hang on to second. Adam Cole hangs on to third. Miller in fourth. And Sexton your top 5.
Heck of a drive. It's been the Cole call all night, and here they go, 1, 2, 3. So triple donuts out there, Dean. We like donuts, but we really like them in 3s.
Yeah, well, I mean, I like a 6-pack of donuts myself, but
good start.
Let's take a look in on our race results here, Baron. Just take a look there. We had our top 5. Ledbetter, who's really dangerous in the late model, finishes 6th here tonight. Connor, up and down night. Dyer, Allen, Olson in your top 10. Zach Woods going to be disappointed, falling to 11th. Eddie, Perry, Mod Zielinski, who led a lot of the race, finishes 14th. Russell Ebley, Werderman, and Hines. These guys got to be really disappointed. And a lot of carnage out here tonight, Baron. They'll get it sorted out. But they're going to be switching to late models too. So it's going to be interesting to see switching back and forth how these guys deal with that, Baron.
It will be. And are they switching back? Are they doing it alternate weeks? Or are they doing it, 6 weeks at a time or whatever?
Well, I don't want to speak like I know for certain, but I think they're alternating. So that's going to be a test in its own right. But of course, every week we'll cover it. So whatever they're riding, whether it's this late model tour, which will be next week, or the super lates, we'll be here to cover all the action, and we hope you join us. But for myself, Dean Doucette, and for Mr. Baron Labosco, that's going to wrap it up from Five Flags. We'll see you right here next time on Wind Tunnel TV.